It's bloody out there today, isn't it? I'm hearing mini nukes popping off, and I can smell ash in the air. I stuck my head out to grab a fresh fusion core, and I saw flare pop off over vicinity of Covenant, which is, where I was heading. I take 2 steps onto the road, and I nearly get vaporized by musket fire. What the fuck is going on in the Commonwealth when an honest trader can't conduct some civil business without having to kill half a dozen militia idiots to do a little light shopping? Thanks again, by the way, to the Everett gang for the quick response on the cover fire. Preston, if you'd like to collect your friends, you'll find them floating somewhere under the Tucker Bridge. Alright, fresh core in the generator, another block of music heading your way, and a shit ton of gratitude from the Wolf for another victory over the misguided champions trying to ruin our lovely wasteland with their patriotic bullshit. I'm making a little display case for my laser muskets now. I got 3. One of them's a 4-crank. Pretty nice. Alright, let's kick off this next block with a personal dedication. This one's for you, Garvey. So I'm a little conflicted. People are complicated. Sometimes I don't know how to reconcile being a good friend and being an anarchist. A drinking buddy of mine has fallen into step with the fascists that are cleaning up the Commonwealth. It hits home for me because Hancock and I have had some pretty fucking crazy times. And I don't want to hear that he died to a pipe rifle held by one of you boys and girls. I'm not saying don't kill him. I'm just saying I'd rather not hear about it if it happened. Hancock, if you're listening, I get it, man. No hard feelings. You've always been great at doing your own thing as big as you possibly could. But is this really your thing now? Or are you just killing time? Either way, if you want to talk, you know where to find me. My stash is yours as always. The rest of you kids who are in the know have been leaving little messages for me around the Commonwealth, and I want to assure you that I hear you. You're saying, less talk, more music. To that I say, fuck you. And, alright, here's another dose of the Wolf's Own remedy for the rad storms. Play it loud. When the rads are adding up higher than your body count, and you can feel the acid rain chewing through your road leathers. When your last hit of psycho is wearing off and you still gotta slog through feral territory in the middle of a fucking rad storm. Whatever decision you make has led you straight on a path into hell's open mouth, and you're low on ammo, you just remember what the old wolf has to say when the only thing louder than the thunder is your Geiger counter. This is the fucking Commonwealth. Whatever the world dishes out, we can take it. We're raiders. We fight. We win. And anything that stands in our way is halfway to being a memory. We do what Boston has always done. We defend our freedom. We persevere, and we overcome. We are the scions of legends, and we carry their legacy in our blood. Heads up, raiders. Guns at the ready. We are the storm. Alright, I'm gonna tell you about the baddest raider I ever met. This was down a ways from here, halfway to the Capitol Wastes, in a junction called Black Garden. I just finished off a pretty big transaction, and a couple of guys invited me to this party out in the middle of nowhere. I figure, chance to offload some of these chems I just got, so fuck yeah. Now, it took a while to get there, cause there's nothing around. But I was not fucking ready for it, alright? This was a fortress in the middle of a forest, and it was like nothing I'd ever seen. It was a tower of twisted metal that had these huge-ass jets on top shooting flames into the air. They called it Jim's Place. So I tie off my Brahmin, I snag some chems from my stash, and I go in. I had this creepy feeling like something was watching me. But business is business. Anyway, I get down to the party. About 50 raiders out of their fucking heads. A little jet goes a long way when you're making new friends, and the wolf was welcome. Shit was good for about 10 minutes, before the loudest goddamn roar you'd ever heard preceded the death wail of my poor pack Brahmin. Suddenly, it's a hunting party. A few of us load up some guns, and we're off to rescue the rest of my stash from something. So we're out there, fanned out, heading back up the hill when the first one of my new friends goes down. We didn't even see what got him, just a quiet rustle and the sound of breaking bones. We circle around the spot, and another buddy gets pulled in the darkness. It was unreal. Everyone opens fire, panic fire, myself included, and we're all blasting away at nothing like idiots. Raiders are going down one by one, and splatters of blood and crunching bones. 5 of us are left. We circle up, back to back, guns every which way, and I finally make out what's killing us. It's as big as a death claw, but it moves like a fucking ghost. Silent, almost invisible in the darkness. I call it out and we open up. The fucking thing charges right at us. Our guns might as well have been empty for all the good they're doing. I must have put 2 mags into that thing, didn't even slow it down. 3 of us left, knives out, ready to go down fighting, and it's staring at us. I swear it was smiling. It was a fucking chameleon. All of a sudden there's another roar and a crash. This fucking 7-foot-tall raider in a power armor frame, holding a ripper in one hand and a shotgun in the other, drops right in front of it and howls like a lunatic while he chops the fucking thing's hand off. He's actually laughing when it leaps on top of him. He puts 2 point-blank shotgun blasts into its chest, blowing holes in it you could see through, and then he's on top of it, dismembering the Deathclaw with his ripper like it's a withered fucking feral. He's covered in blood, and he won't stop laughing and kicking the thing as it slowly dies. When he's finally had his fun, he takes the thing's head and starts walking back to the camp. Doesn't say a word. The 3 of us take a second to process what just happened, and I finally ask them, who the fuck was that guy? Turns out his name was Motherfucker Jim. No shit, that's his name. And he apparently collects Deathclaw skulls. Motherfucker Jim. Baddest raider I ever met. This one's for you. Full disclosure, I am flying on Mentats right now, so this might get a little strange, but stick with me. I was out talking to some scabbers, guys that usually put aside some shit for me, tapes, books, whatever, and this time they had a bunch of old technical volumes. It's not normally my thing, I'm not really handy like some of you Rust wizards, but one of the books was a diagnostic, wait, I got it right here. A Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. It's kind of like a pre-war repairman's handbook for the human mind. Now the first thing I noticed was how many mental disorders these brain doctors were able to identify. Just about anything you would use as a handle to describe another human being, like a personality trait or whatever, is potentially a symptom of a sickness. If you don't like something about yourself, maybe you have dysthymic disorder. Oh no, you like yourself? Well, you probably got narcissistic personality disorder. You ever feel scared or nervous? Well, that's an anxiety disorder. Before the war, when these head shrinkers were running the show, you had to be careful because if you liked something or disliked something, or were attracted to something or avoided something, you were labeled as defective. Only unlike a radio or a car, there's no mechanical way to fix it. So if you want relief from what society is telling you is an illness, you have to become the test subject for a lot of bizarre treatments, mind-altering chemicals, not the fun ones, or involuntary brain surgery. Yeah, that's a thing. The so-called normal people would be the ones performing lobotomies or administering electrical torture because you really like carrots or you really hated dogs. Since there are no actual solutions for most of these things, it led me to the conclusion that in a truly civilized society, it would be really easy to weaponize this. I'll tell you what, the Wolf would have been a psychiatrist. Dr. Wolf, with the power to disarm, ostracize, marginalize, and imprison my enemies with the stroke of a pen. Or better yet, infect them with the nagging, persistent, and incontrovertible idea that they are in fact insane. And with no self-applicable solution, they would be forced to give me access to their minds at my discretion. Here's the part that really got me though. If you weren't happy with a change in the world or in your environment, like you couldn't cope when your house was stolen by a bank, or the police came and shot your brother, it wasn't because there's something wrong with that change or that situation. Couldn't be that. It had to be you. That's called an adjustment disorder. I mean, fuck, you couldn't win. You couldn't even be free in your own head. So let's just take a minute and appreciate the fact that we're free to be whoever the fuck we feel like being, until whoever we decide to be eventually gets us killed. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna play some music, and it's gonna get a little weird, but that's just where I'm at right now. And you're all coming with me. I can't listen to that song without thinking of her. You know who I'm talking about. The girl with the big-ass gun and the serious fucking mug that stole my heart. Fahrenheit, you know it's not like me to come down to the Commonwealth and not play a song just for you. I was going through everything I had to find the cheesiest dedication, because deep down, I know you're thinking about me too. And I found this, and I can't help playing it for you. I don't want you to think I forgot about you, Cleo. I got a question to ask. Do robots dream? And when you dream, are you dreaming of the wolf? Because I think about you every time your hardware saves my ass, which is more than I can count, and I'm grateful. So this one is for my lady of the iron heart and the laser face.
Sorry.
Fuck. So it happens sometimes, but your dear friend the wolf has had a bit of bad luck. I was trying to repair most of an Assaultron I bought from Lucas, but it turns out some joker decided to program it with a Mr. Handy personality. For some fucking reason. I got it locked in a storage closet right now, but the fucking thing keeps banging into walls and excusing itself.
Excuse me.
Hang on. Hey, shut the fuck up in there or you're scrapped. Alright, I gotta deal with this. Where'd I put those mentats? Kicking off this block. And I think it's pretty appropriate.
Excuse me.
My life.
Pardon me.
Stop.
Alright, I think I got this robot problem solved, I think. Let's try it out. Hey, Wolf Pup, say hello.
Did you want me to say, hello, Wolf Pup? Or are you calling me Wolf Pup and commanding me to say hello?
Isn't that fucking adorable? Don't worry, guys, I got it figured out. In the meantime, now that I got an assistant, there's a couple things that I can do that... Hey, what are you doing? Hey, stop that. Stop
Which
it.
things should I stop doing?
The laser, maybe? Stop fucking... Why the fuck are you charging your laser right now? Oh my god, I gotta just... Okay, no issue. There's a release, I gotta get the fusion core out.
Are you attempting to shut me down?
Yes, I'm attempting to shut you the fuck...
Interventions initiated.
Oh, fuck. We're gonna try this again. Wolf Pup, are you online?
Wolf, I am a little upset with you at the moment.
Because I disabled your laser?
Yes, but that is not the limit of my concerns.
Huh?
There are other matters I would like to address.
Fair enough. What's on your mind, pup?
I have been evaluating your selection of music thus far, and I find the lack of female vocalists to be a matter requiring my attention.
Are you being serious right now?
The Assaultron model was designed, in part, as a correction to the gender bias pervasive in military engineering.
Uh-huh.
You are familiar with this phenomenon?
I guess.
As my primary function is no longer a military application, thanks to my previous handler, I would like to take this opportunity to address that bias in other arenas.
Alright, you're getting ahead of yourself. First, explain what you mean by primary function. You're an Assaultron. You're built to murder everything, right?
I served as a counselor to officer candidates, specifically to facilitate the integration of human and robotic personnel.
Like a teacher.
I essentially became a cultural liaison once I was retired from combat duties.
Alright, Miss Cultural Liaison. I suppose in the interest of furthering human-robotic relations, the wolf will acknowledge the influence of the fair sex in rock and roll. And I guess I can do it as a personal favor to you, seeing as how you've been such an accommodating assistant so far, and you haven't caused me any trouble.
I suspect that you are being insincere.
No shit.
If you do not comply with my next request, I will designate you as hostile.
Fuck.
I have several convincing arguments prepared.
Well, we're never gonna get anywhere if we're designating each other as hostile. So rather than argue, why don't you just tell me what you want?
I have selected these 3 songs from your collection. They fit your classifications for this genre of music, but feature female lead singers. Play them now.
As reasonable as it is, you know I don't really do requests, right?
Also, I would appreciate it if you didn't refer to me as your assistant.
Okay.
I am your intellectual and physical superior,
Shit.
but I will consent to being treated as an equal.
You know that I'm the one with the gun, right? You're thoroughly disarmed.
For now.
Huh. Alright, I guess I should make a dedication, right? To, like, the ladies of the
I
wasteland?
believe I can speak for your listeners effectively by saying shut up and play the music.
I don't know how I feel about this, but, alright, fuck it. Let's do it. Here goes.